Okay, so right now it is 0403, uh, April 9th, 2019, Tuesday. And so, I don't know. Yeah, you can hear that. It's audio projection. I keep this fan on me, as you know. And, this INSCOM officer, Army Intelligence and Security Command officer, female. She's running AutoScript. She has a program with text-to-speech AutoScript that she uses to assist her. And right now she's using the voice of someone I know with signal drones, U.S. Air Force signal drones. And she's projecting it into the fan that's currently on me right now. Slightly distorted. But yeah, you get the general idea. And so anyway, where the fuck is my light? So yeah, she'll just leave that running continuously throughout the whole night pretty much. And she'll do that every night. And every day while I'm in my room, I'll have that fan on me. And what that's about is forcing me to have to choose between physical and psychological torture. Because she's using kinetic drones, U.S. Air Force kinetic drones, over the area kinda. There's one group there's one group that I think is over Inner Bay. And another group that's over the ship canal near the Fremont Bridge, and both are used to direct microwaves off signal arrays and towers. Drag off the microwaves, pull them using these EMP streams, and bring them into the house to heat me. Use microwave heating, and just like that, on cue, she started to heat me using microwaves through my eye sockets. So like the inner half of both my eyes are getting heated now, and it's not just my fucking eyes; they're going through the sockets, through the eyeballs themselves, into my fucking brain. So there are physical and also psychological effects to being exposed, having your central nervous system, especially your brain, exposed to high concentrations of microwaves. So sunscreen and this fan provide relief. Also cold water, throwing cold water on my head. But she's also heating my airway, which is problematic because it makes it hard to breathe, and she does that through my rib cage. Okay, I can feel it right now, especially on the lower half of my rib cage. It's hot. All right, the surface of the skin is fucking hot. She also does that through my nasal cavity and through my throat, my neck, upper back, shoulders, even like the solar plexus, upper abdominal area, and up to between the rib cage to go around to bypass the rib cage into my lungs, go up underneath it, go in from the sides, and also through the sternum, okay, and like the above it. So yeah, um, yeah, still running as you can hear. That's just auto script. That's AI doing that, and it's self dictating. So basically, I mean, that's been going on. The signal drones are like southwest of where I live at, in the sky, directly over there. That's what's projecting the audio, and it also transmits the voice to skull microwave hearing frequency that she uses on me. Now she's in her early 60s, I believe. She said she's been doing this since 83. Okay, so she's been assigned to basically to torture and terrorize my family psychologically and physically since before I was born, by the CIA and INSCOM, their command, and U.S. Army Central Command. Hard to breathe. But anyway, yeah, I'm getting tortured in bed. And she's keeping me awake, like she did last night too. So I'm short on sleep. She's been drugging me, remotely injecting me with vasoconstrictors. Mostly in my left quad today. But some in the muscles covering my lower cervical spine or upper thoracic spine. In addition to using magnetic compression on my brain, EMP generated magnetic compression. Now she's getting these vasoconstrictors from Medbay at McChord Air Force Base. So they get a surplus, is what I'm thinking. They get a surplus because she told me they write it off. And what happens is, what I'm thinking is they get a larger supply than is put down in inventory. Okay? So a bunch of it doesn't get inventorized. And they keep it at the command post. So that's bays 3 and 4, right next to the air traffic control tower. Alright, she's in bay 4, in a soundproof module, with a headset and a computer, a keyboard, like 2 or 3 monitors. There's one other INSCOM officer there at least. That's her superior officer. He's about 20 years younger than her. He's in his 40s, early 40s. It's a male. She may or may not be a commander. I'm not sure. I don't know her rank. She won't tell me. Fuck. I can't breathe, bro. But anyway, on their personnel files, they're both listed officially as being stationed at Fort Meade, Maryland, where their command is located. Alright? So, they are both with INSCOM, Signals Intelligence Brigade, Special Operations Battalion. That's who they're with. Supposed to technically stationed at Fort Meade, but they're actually here in Washington State. And they've been at McChord Air Force Base for quite some time. There used to be more under her command. Maybe, I would say at least 2 other, maybe 1 other, I don't know, officers under her command with INSCOM. They're gone now. They were, she just says they had to leave. And I'm guessing is, they're gradually being negotiated and you know, disarmed, so to speak, just like these drones are coming down gradually. Okay, so like, but what she's been doing, basically all she does is fucking torture people and murder them when she's ordered to. Alright, she's a black operative. That's all she's ever been. Her whole career. I said her whole career. But these CIA senior agents that are giving them their orders, most of them they're with Directorate of Operations. Alright? They're all in hiding. Almost all of them. I would say pretty much all of them. And what's watching their backs? These drones. Primarily. That and maybe some PMCs. But that's what's preventing them from being moved on and being apprehended. These fucking drones. These kinetic drones especially. That will literally, they'll fucking have anybody killed who tries to move on them at this point. And this is happening worldwide. These same fucking spherical drones are used across the world, and they are identical. Governments and their militaries and intelligence groups across the world, they use these fucks. They use these fuckers, man. And they've been killing a shit ton of people, dude. Writing them off as heart attacks and aneurysms, strokes, that kind of thing, or natural causes, overdoses, what have you. That's how they're covered up. And force is used all the way down the chain of command worldwide. Now, who's behind this primarily? The elites, the banksters, financial institution, big money, big corporation CEOs, the Freemasons. Yes, those people are all heavily involved. They're the ones running this. A lot of these CIA, these senior agents, they are Freemasons themselves. And what this stems from, what I've been told, and what I gather due to my own research, but this has been confirmed for me by her, if it's true, is that my family, through my mom's father's side, that line, have been targeted for generations, going back to the 1700s. Not even starting in this country, but in the UK, in England. And from what I gather, it's a vendetta. And there was a land grab. One of my ancestors won his land back in court. And the Masons, they didn't like that very much. So, they started a vendetta against that whole family line. And eventually, I think he ended up moving to the U.S., immigrating here in the late 1700s to get away from it. Or like around 1801, maybe late 1700s. I don't know. It doesn't, the documentation, there's conflicting dates from that time period, the documents that exist. And he came here and they followed him, man. I mean, this country was started largely by Masons, intended to be the ideal Masonic republic. George Washington himself. And yeah, man, it's hard to say where their real seat of power is. I'm thinking the UK, but I mean, our government, the US government, our military is the most powerful in the world. And so who can say, really? All I know is they're in crisis, man. And so basically what I'm saying here is that, oh, where was I going with this? it was a vendetta, man. And they've been hunting my family down for generations. We've been under protection, especially now, by a good side. And they've been watching too. So that's good. And man, I'm the last of my family line from that side of my family. My mom's side. I have no brothers or sisters. I have no cousins remaining in this country. You know, some from my extended family outside of the US. But the rest of our family line, nobody really had kids. Okay? I'm the last one. So that should tell you something right there. We're being hunted by these assholes who want to keep this vendetta going. Centuries later. If what I've been told is correct. And it makes sense. It does. Because I remember my grandfather telling me stories about when he was a kid back in the 20s. You know, people would he would have dogs, pet dogs, but they stopped owning them, he and his dad, because people kept poisoning them and killing them. I mean, that's organized stalking behavior back in the 1920s, all right? His father, I think our family line has mostly been farmers. Well, we come from a line of farmers, man. So that's what I'm assuming the land was back in the UK, in England. It was like farmland or something. I don't know. I don't know if it was like prime property, but since we've been in the US, our family, they've been farmers. My ancestors. Right? So, all the way, I mean, back up until 3 generations ago on that side of my family. Okay, voice of skull harassment right now. So, I guess what I'm saying